Will here with Thunder Mountain Bikes. Today I got the opportunity to ride the new Bronson MX. Super stoked about this bike. MX meaning it has a mixed wheel set, 29 in the front, 27.5 on the rear. And I want to tell you my first impressions about the bike. All right, so the Bronson's been around for years. Traditionally, it's a 27.5 bike, front and rear. So the big redesign this year is adding the 29er wheel up front to make it a mullet. I actually talked to Santa Cruz and said, hey, could you run this bike 27.5 all the way around? And they said, actually, it's been fully redesigned to be a mullet, so it is mullet specific. All right, talking about some geometry numbers on this bike, there's nothing really surprising. It's pretty much standard on what you would find on a modern trail bike. On a size large, we got a 475 reach. That's the sweet spot. The head tube angle on this baby is 64.7. It does have a flip chip, so you can adjust that a little bit, but it's pretty minimal. The bottom bracket, I think, changes 3 millimeters, so not a big change there. Another cool thing about this bike is the rear center is different per size. So on a size large, the rear center is 438 millimeters, which is pretty good. I think it's going to feel really stable. With that smaller wheel back there, you're still going to have some fun, but it's got a nice stable length. Another nice feature of the bike is the seat tube angle is 76.9. Again, that's in the high setting, but that does put you in a nice, comfortable position. The one thing I did notice when climbing the bike, it didn't feel as good as maybe a full 29-inch wheel bike. You did feel like you were sitting back into it a little bit, even with that steep seat tube angle. But overall, it climbed pretty well. So I spent some time on this thing on the trail today, and my first impressions were, A, it feels comfortable, steep descending, like with that smaller rear wheel in the back, and it felt like a high front center. It felt really good going down steep stuff. Climbing, it did pretty well. I was able to make it up some of the up-tech stuff with ease, but I did feel like I was sitting in the back seat just a little bit on that stuff. It has a lot of pop. It comes off the ground, it wants to play. It's one of those bikes that inspires you to ride a little bit jibby, which for me, I need that. I need that inspiration to be playful on the trail, and that's exactly what this bike does. The bike that I currently ride has really similar geometry numbers to this, but it's a traditional 29-inch bike. I felt really comfortable. As soon as I got on this bike, I felt like, this is familiar, I feel comfortable, I'm ready to go. But as soon as I got it into the corners, I noticed a big difference. It felt so good in the corners. That was my favorite thing about this bike. Also, just a note, full-size water bottle in there, which to me, that's a deal breaker if you can't do that. The build on this bike was great. It's got a GX drivetrain, which was flawless. I'm a big fan of GX. They're great. Everything else is dialed. Cool. So this is actually one of our demo bikes. I gotta say, the guys at the shop at Thunder Mountain Bikes did a really good job at building it. I didn't have to adjust anything. It was spot on for me. We have these in our demo fleet. It's the Bronson MX with an S-kit build. We also sell this same exact bike. So I got a couple for sale in the green moss color. Price on those is $59.49. We got them in stock now. You better hurry up and call the shop before they're gone. To be honest, I didn't know if I would like a mullet bike. I'm kind of more of a 29er guy, but I gotta say I really liked riding this bike. I would definitely buy one. If you haven't tried a mullet bike yet, I really encourage you to just go give one a try. Even if you just rent it for a day and go ride it, I bet you're gonna have a good time on it.